Hey, howdy, hello. This is Tanya, the tour guide, bringing you another episode of New Orleans Secretness. This week, we're going to go back and we're going to talk about another cryptid occurrence that happens in the swamps of deep South Louisiana. There are places in Louisiana where the dark feels alive, places where the swamps swallow sound, where the moss hangs like funeral veils, and where strange lights dance just above the water. The Cajuns called him the Feu Follet, the crazy fire, the marsh flame, the lantern of the dead. Most cultures see light as salvation, the lighthouse guiding sailors home, the candle in church, the sunrise after catastrophe. But Louisiana folklore tells us of another kind of light, a wicked light, a hungry light, a light that wants you lost. The people of the bayou whispered that if you followed it, you never came home. To understand the Feu Follet, you must first understand exile. In 1755, thousands of French Acadians living in Canada were violently expelled by the British during what became known as Le Grand Derangement, the Great Upheaval. Families were separated, children ripped from parents, churches burned, homes seized. The Acadians refused to abandon Catholicism or swear loyalty to Protestant British rule. So they were scattered like ghosts across the Atlantic world. Some died at sea, some vanished, some found their way south to Louisiana. And in the endless swamps of this strange new land, their old stories evolved. The European will-o'-the-wisp became something darker, something wetter, something Louisiana made its own. The swamp transformed stories. European forests became cypress groves, black marshes, floating graves of drowned men. The Cajuns entered a landscape that looked prehistoric, a place where fog moved like spirits. Alligators slid silently beneath boats. Strange gases bubbled from the mud. The dead disappeared beneath the water. And in that darkness, the light appears. The old Cajuns described the lights carefully. Not huge, not explosive, usually no larger than a candle flame. Blue, sometimes white, sometimes greenish, flickering, dancing, hovering just above the waterline. Witnesses claimed the lights moved with intelligence, watching, waiting, following. Some stories describe one single orb, others describe dozens. Entire floating processions moving through the marsh like ghost lanterns. People claim the lights were accompanied by whispering voices, crying infants, splashing footsteps, distant humming, phantom church bells, and sometimes nothing at all, which frightened them most. Among the most chilling beliefs, the Feu Follet were said to be the souls of unbaptized infants. Catholic Cajun communities feared limbo deeply. A child who died before baptism was believed by some folk traditions to wander eternally, neither in heaven nor hell, trapped, lost. The light became symbols of restless innocence. Children who never received a Christian name, holy water, burial rites, salvation. The swamp itself became a kind of purgatory. Some mothers swore they heard babies crying near the water. Others claimed they saw tiny glowing figures walking through the reeds. A few stories say the lights would approach homes after the death of a child, hovering silently outside windows, and though searching for warmth. Not every Cajun believed the lights were innocent. Many believed they were predators, demons, tricksters, hunters. Parents warned children, don't follow the light. Because people disappeared, hunters became lost, fishermen vanished, bodies were found drowned in shallow water, and survivors told terrifying stories. The light appears as lanterns, cabin windows, distant campfires, boats. Travelers would paddle toward them, but no matter how far they rowed, the light stayed just ahead, leading them deeper, further, into quicksand marshes, snake-filled waters, dead-end canals, until they were hopelessly lost. Some legends connect the Feu Follet to pirates. Louisiana waterways once hid smugglers, murderers, escaped slaves, Lafitte's men, river pirates. Many died violently. Some were buried secretly in marshes with stolen gold. Folklore claimed their souls, guarded hidden treasure. The light became ghost lanterns of murdered pirates, luring greedy men to watery graves. The Cajuns developed as protective rituals. If you saw the lights, never chase them, never speak to them, never point at them, and most importantly, carry iron. Iron was believed to repel spirits worldwide. Pocket knives, nails, horseshoes. One legendary belief said, stick a knife into the bow of your pirogue and the light will follow the blade instead of your soul. Another protection, turn your shirt inside out. This confused evil spirits. Some crossed themselves repeatedly. Others recited Catholic prayers. One old belief said, the light follows metal, railroad tracks, fences, knives. Some swore the lights glided along train rails at night, as though feeding off the iron itself. Eventually, science attempted to explain the mystery. Louisiana swamp produced enormous quantities of methane, phosphine, decaying organic gases. Under the right condition, these gases can ignite, creating floating flames. The phenomenon exists worldwide. England's will-o'-the-wisp, Japan's hitodama, Argentina's lumala. Science argues the Feu Follet is simply chemistry, natural combustions above wetlands. Mystery solved. Or perhaps not, because sightings continue even today. Reports emerge from cemeteries near Lake Charles, Lafayette, St. Martinville, New Orleans. Witnesses describe glowing balls floating among headstones, moving intelligently, stopping when observed, then vanishing. Some paranormal investigators insist the lights react to voices. Others claim cameras fail around them. One modern Louisiana story tells of friends exploring countryside near Gonzales. At first, they saw tiny colored lights in a field, blue, green, white, hovering silently. Then the lights grew larger, closer, faster. The witnesses claimed the orbs suddenly rushed toward them, charging. The group fled in terror. None returned. Louisiana still contains millions of acres of nearly inaccessible marshland, places almost untouched by civilization. This isolation fuels legends. Some theorists believe the lights are connected to cryptids, unknown biological phenomena, bioluminescence, electromagnetic anomalies. Others believe the Feu Follet are intelligent entities, watching from the dark. The Louisiana Feu Follet is part of something ancient. Cultures worldwide describe glowing ghost lights. Ireland, France, Brazil, Japan, Scandinavia, Appalachia, different names, same terror. Humanity has feared wandering lights for thousands of years. Why? Because deep down, humans understand darkness. But unexplained light inside darkness? That feels unnatural. The swamp attacks the senses. You lose direction. Distance becomes distorted. Fog bends light. Water reflects illusions. The brain begins inventing shapes and movements. Fear magnifies everything. The Feu Follet may represent something primal. Human terror of becoming lost. Not just physically, spiritually. Today, the Feu Follet survives through Cajun storytelling, ghost tours, campfire tales, family warnings, paranormal investigations. Some elders still refuse to enter the swamp after dark. Others swear the light saved them from danger. The legend evolves with every generation. Maybe the scientists are right. Maybe the Feu Follet is nothing more than burning swamp gas, methane rising from the dead earth beneath Louisiana. But the old Cajuns would tell you something different. They would lean close. They would lower their voices and tell you the swamp remembers. It remembers the drowned, the exiled, the murdered, the forgotten children, and sometimes, on the darkest night, the dead carry lanterns. So if you ever find yourself deep in the Louisiana marsh and you see a blue flame dancing just beyond the trees, don't follow it, because some lights were never meant to guide you home. Well, this is Tanya the tour guide. I hope you enjoyed this episode of New Orleans Secret Myths. We have quite a few cryptids to talk about here, and most people don't even know about it. So thank you for joining me on this journey. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment if there's anything that you'd like to hear on upcoming episodes. Thanks, and I'll see you next week. Tanya the tour guide out.